This is the Jetboil Zip. It's the entry-level Jetboil from the Jetboil range. I've had it over a year. I've used it constantly for many camping trips. It's the main item when I go camping. I've used it for hiking and also for days like today where I'm just getting into the great outdoors just to get away from it all. And the question is, are they worth the money? There are pros and cons to the Jetboil, and I'll talk about them in this video. Prior to buying the Jetboil, I'd been using standard stoves. In fact, the last stove I had was a cheap one from Go Outdoors, an OEX stove. It cost about £15, which was fine, albeit not very efficient. The reason I got the Jetboil was I wanted to start getting a boil on in my vestibule of my tent in the colder months, and with having a dog in the tent with me, I was nervous about having an open flame, hence I went for the Jetboil. One of the first benefits of the Jetboil Zip is its compact size. So everything you need comes inside the pot. So obviously you've got the lid, you've got the gas canister, note how small the gas is, and I'll talk about that in a moment. You've then got the burner, the stand, you've got the pot itself, and then a small cup at the bottom. The reason the Jetboil boils so quickly and so efficiently is because of this element at the back, and it also keeps the flame enclosed, as I mentioned earlier. And because you're getting such an efficient burn, you don't need a great deal of gas, hence the gas canisters are very small. So this canister's got approximately 20 to 25 boils in it, depending how much water's in the pot. One of the cons of the Jetboil Zip is, if you notice, there's a little sort of catch there, and that's for securing it to the burner. But what can happen is if you've not lined them up and you've had your boil, and you can find it can be a bit of a faff sometimes to get it on. So you just need to make sure that everything's aligned. I've had trouble with it, and it's hot and you're faffing about trying to get it back on. My number one advice for those considering buying a Jetboil is, what are you buying it for? So the Jetboil Zip is for boiling water. Now, in front of me here, I have two of my favourite hydrated meals. You've got the Summit to Eat, and you've got the Wayfarer meals. Now, the Summit to Eat needs a boil of water. It goes in the packet, and it cooks in the packet for 8 minutes. But the Wayfarer needs to be put in your pot and boiled for 8 minutes. Now, because of the size of the gas canister that comes with the Jetboil, if I was to cook a Wayfarer meal for 8 minutes, I'd burn through all the gas. So one of the compromises of having the Jetboil on the gas canister, the small gas canister, is that it does limit your choice of hydrated meals. So it's just something to watch out for. Another issue I found with the Jetboil Zip is the stand can be a little bit fragile. When I got mine new, I snapped one of these little plastic clamps off, and that's by a replacement. So it's just to watch out, it can be a little bit fragile. To demonstrate the efficiency of the Jetboil Zip, I'll get a boil on, but today in the forest we've got very windy conditions. It's very windy and the wind's coming in all different directions, and I'm sat in quite an exposed area in front of this small lake. So the wind will be blowing onto the Jetboil, and we'll see how long it takes to boil. So the Jetboil's just come to the boil. That's taken 3 minutes 52 seconds. Now that's longer than it would normally take for the Jetboil to boil. In a tent, for example, it'll do it in a couple of minutes, but I am sitting into wind with quite a fresh breeze coming off the lake in front of me. To summarise on the Jetboil Zip, basically they're a cracking piece of kit, and in my opinion well worth the investment. As you saw there, in windy conditions, without protection, the stove will still boil in under 4 minutes. In protected conditions, you can expect a boil in approximately 2 minutes. The only watch out, I would say, is you have to make mindful choices about the hydrated foods you want to use so that you don't burn through all your gas. Hope you found the video useful, and if you buy a Jetboil, enjoy it.